Welcome back to Superstar Glam. Today's video is a review on the collab between Glamlite and Kellogg's Frosted Flakes. Super cute. I couldn't decide, so as you can see, I came up with two different eye looks. This is my first time buying or trying anything from this brand, so I'm definitely going in without any previous knowledge of the quality of these shadows. But if you love all things beauty, from reviews to tutorials, then this is the channel for you. Go ahead and subscribe. Click the little button down below. Click the little notification bell, that way you're alerted every time I upload a video. If you're interested in this video and my final thoughts and my opinion on this palette, then just keep watching. This is what the packaging looks like. It came in this box, and this is what the actual palette looks like. Also looks like a box of cereal. And then inside, this is what it looks like. And this is my first time ordering from Glamlite. I don't think I have ever tried anything from this brand. I did go ahead and also buy an eyeshadow base. It's called Eyeshadow Base. It's the ultimate base for vibrant shadows. I got it in the shade Butter Cream. So these kind of reminded me of like the really popular, what is it called, P. Louise, like eyeshadow bases, but I've never purchased from them either. So it's definitely opaque and pigmented where it covers a lot, and I just went in with a little layer. I'm assuming these dry down, and these are also good for when you want to cut the crease. The only thing I have to say about this brand, and like I mentioned, it's my first time trying them out, but to receive this item, it almost took a month. Next week would have been a month, and I just barely got this yesterday. Now, there was an email sent that there was going to be a delay, but where I live and where they shipped, I mean, I guess it doesn't make sense. The delay is a delay, but I'm not too far from the warehouse, so it is a little frustrating to have had to wait this long to receive my item. But it is what it is. I finally got it, so we're moving on. So just wanted to mention it in case you do end up buying this. There might be a delay. I'm going to start with a Tasty on a fluffy brush, and this will be my transition color. Okay, I'm going to take Crunchy on the same brush and just, ooh, this one's really pigmented. So I was just going to apply it to the outer portion. So it's definitely pigmented. And very little fallout thus far. I still haven't decided what route I'm taking. The next shade I'm going to take is the shade called Classic, and I'm going to apply it here. So it looks like a royal blue on the pan, but it kind of wants to pull a little turquoise. I'm going to take a Go Getter, which is that it's like a navy blue, and I'm just going to use this to deepen this shade for dimension. Oh yeah, that's definitely a nice color. And on top of Classic, it gives it a really nice blue tone. Okay, I'm going to do a cut crease, but I also want to bring in the shade Tony Tiger. And I want to deepen it here, right below the transition shades. Okay, this is really nice orange color. I'm going to take the fluffy brush I used before with not any more product, and I'm going to blend out the edges. I'm going to go back into Classic just to re-intensify this outside corner. I'm going back into Go Getter, and then again just re-deepening up the outer corner. I can't decide on a look, I guess. So I'm going to maybe try to create two looks. So I just went in with Go Getter, that like navy shade. But what other color do I want to do? I'm gonna go into Teamwork. Ooh, this is a pretty shade. You can't really tell the difference on each side, but stand alone, you can totally see the color. Okay, now I decided to take a different route, and I'm going to take Tiger Stripes, which is, it's a black shimmer, but I feel like the shimmer falls out off. So I'm using that instead to deepen the outer corner. And I'm just going to use that shade to blend that black into that color. Ugh, so pretty. I'm going to take Classic now on this side. Okay, I'm going to cut the crease. I want it to be as intense as it could be, so I'm going to spray my brush. And I'm going to take Tiger Paw. That is such a pretty orange shade. Okay, and then I left like a little portion in the inner part open, so I'm going to go in with Yumminess, which is that yellow shade. I'm also going to wet my brush, and I'm going to apply that in this section. I'm going to take a clean brush, and I'm just going to clean the edges here. I'm going to deepen this inner portion. I'm going to take Crunchy, just because I want to add dimension right as soon as I cut the crease. So I'm going to go back to So Tasty and help blend the edges. And then on this side, I plan to put Sweet Park. I'm going to wet my brush. This one has like a shift from turquoise to blue. This is such a pretty color. So I'm done with the eye. I'm going to finish up the rest of my face and be back. Okay, so this is the completed look. I went ahead and did the opposite on the lower lash line in terms of what the color was above. I switched up the color underneath. And then instead of the inner corner, like I said, I was going to do in this side using the milk shade. So it was white base, but it had like blue glitter. I went ahead and applied it here, and I did apply it here, but then I topped it off with the gold shade, which is a shade called Yumminess. And then in the waterline, I applied Ardent CN Modster Smooth Right Supercharged Eyeliner in the shade called True Blue. And then for this side, I used the ColourPop Cream Gel Liner, and I used this one in the shade Get Paid. It's like a bronze color, and I feel like it went really well with that shade. And just popped on some lashes, and pretty much that was it for this look. Like I said, I didn't know what direction to take this look, so that's why I went in with two. Now for my final thoughts. So let's begin with the packaging. I loved the packaging. I feel like they went all out when it came to the packaging from the mini cereal box. I love that. I love the idea of having the cereal box. I love the color story for sure. It's definitely a unique color story that I know I don't have in any of my eyeshadow palettes that I currently own. The eyeshadow palette by itself is again extremely cute, and I think they get an A+ when it comes to the packaging alone. It is cardboard. It does also look like a little mini cereal box, so it's so cute. It does come with a mirror inside. So let's go into the shadows itself. I am going in with the idea that I have never tried anything from this line, so I did not know what I was expecting. I don't have anything to compare it with in terms of other palettes from this line, so this was definitely my first time, and I could definitely say that I feel that the quality is there. The price wasn't bad at all. Let me see. I'm not gonna lie, I also went in to look at all the other items, and I almost purchased the entire thing, but realistically speaking, I am more likely to use up an eyeshadow or use the eyeshadow palette versus all of the other items that were included. But everything was super cute. The eyeshadow palette retails for $35. So again, that's not a bad price. I was super happy and impressed with the qualities. In terms of all of the shades, I feel like I've swatched them all pretty much, and I try to use as many shadows as possible. There was no shadow in here where I'm hesitating or where I feel like it's not up to par. I feel like all the shades in here are super creamy, velvety, buttery, just everything that I love in shadows. The formula is super smooth, easy to work with, easy to blend. There's not a lot of kickoff. The shade Classic, it's typical for this shade to be a little bit more on the drier side, but yet it's still very smooth and velvety, nothing compared to other shades that I have tried in the past. This navy blue, what I look for in a navy blue is a true blue shade. Sometimes it pulls a little bit more green tone. It's really hard to pull off a navy where it pulls the true blue that it is, and I feel like this one does such a really good job. There's no patchiness. That's another thing that sometimes to create this formula or to create this shade, there tends to be a little bit of patchiness. There wasn't any patchiness at all. I was able and capable of building up these shades and blending them out, which you saw I created those two shades that are a little bit more on the drier side, and they blended out seamlessly. They blended out nicely. There was no skipping, nothing from that. Also, this shade Teamwork. Love this shade. This shade was super pigmented as well, and it's a true turquoise. Like, it's just a really, really beautiful shade. The shade Tiger Stripes, which is this black shade, it's a matte shade with like flecks of glitter. I feel like it's really going to be hard for the glitter to transfer on and for you to see it. You would definitely have to maybe even apply it on a wet base if you wanted it to have the true shimmers in it. But as a like a matte black, I feel that was what I used it for, to deepen this outer corner, and it worked out nice. Like I said, it worked seamlessly. It blended it out. There was no issues, no patchiness, nothing on that part. The shade Tiger Paw, which is the shade that I applied here, the orange shade, you do have to have not a special, but like a more compact brush, like maybe even a concealer brush, in order for you to be able to work with these shimmers. But all the shimmers were beautiful, velvety, creamy. They almost feel wet, and they pop. As far as the shade Sweet Park, which is what I applied here, it does have like a shift of turquoise with blue. I feel like it complemented those blue tones very, very nicely. And then the top row, which is the orangey and the brown matte, beautiful colors. Again, very soft and velvety feeling, buttery. They smooth out nicely. Again, no, not a lot of kickoff. So I didn't have any problem with any of the shadows that I worked with. But to get the most color payoff, definitely recommend to wet your brush. But I really, really did love the quality of these shadows. I definitely recommend. Again, the only negative I could say is definitely how long it took for me to receive this. But again, it does state before you even purchase it that they are having high volume of orders, so it is taking 2 to 3 week process time. So if that was the only negative thing I had to say about this brand. Again, I just loved this eyeshadow palette. I definitely see myself picking up more things from this brand, because if this is an example of the quality of shadows that they produce, then I wouldn't hesitate, and I would definitely order from them again. But that was pretty much it. I really hope that this video was helpful and in deciding on whether or not you wanted to pick up this palette or not. I will link it down below if I can find it, if you're interested. Other than that, I really hope that you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I will see you next time. Bye.